And so give me your four fingers and your thumb. There you go. That's it. Perfect. So with your four fingers, when you push down the lower jaw, you feel that?
Okay.
Yeah, that's how you make it talk.
Oh,
That's
I thought there was like something there.
Oh,
that
no, not that easy.
Right.
That's it. Perfect. That's it. Right on. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on. That's it. Right on.
That's like a lot of arms.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
You doing like finger push-ups every night and stuff?
Oh my God, you have to. Because this show actually dictates to you, your workout.
Yeah.
When you get up in the morning, what you're gonna eat. When you go to bed. Because the whole thing is to get up here and be able to do this.
Yeah.
They run how many hours?
Actually, so what happens is that pretty much, your whole life is dictated by this, as well. So in terms of like, for example, when I first got here, I was, I ate regular, like normal, regular person, and once I got into this, I became a vegan.
Okay.
I discovered that, I need to be able to switch into that
works
section
better
to be able to do, this as well too, in terms of going to bed at night, how many hours of sleep that you need, I can't just like sleep all day and then get up in the afternoon and I have to get the body moving as well too. And then when I get here, I do Pilates as well, so that also gets me ready to then do this as well too. Yeah, because again, you need to be able to being fit to be able to do that.
Yes.
I mean, I do it.
So how easy was it to switch over to veganism?
You know what? Easier than I thought.
Okay.
I really thought it was going to be really, really hard because I loved eggs, and I loved cheese, and I loved milk, and I thought, oh my God, it's going to be impossible. It's going to be but you know what? It works great. I'd rather go that route and be able to do this, comfortably, as much as possible, than to be able to go back to the old way and struggle and try to figure it out. Why am I not? Why do I feel? So.
And you've been vegan for how long?
I've been vegan now for about 2.5 years now.
Wow.
I went first, just became a vegetarian.
Okay.
For a while I was doing this, and then I was like, you know what? Okay, let me just switch to the other side. Let me go further with it. So, and that's how I did. So it does. It really just, again, the show just dictates how you live your life. It really
It's
does.
a lifestyle.
Yeah, it really is.
Can I ask you what
Oh my
were
God, please
you
ask me 20 times if you want. Yeah.
before you were cast for this?
Yeah.
What was your life like?
I was living in LA, I was living in Los Angeles, and what I would do, my day job was I would grab my guitar and I'd go to the promenade in Santa Monica,
Right.
and I had a bucket, and I would put a bucket in front of me and a little stool, and I sat and I played all day, for change and all that as well. While I was also auditioning for, films and television and all that kind of stuff. So I was there, just doing that, and you get a few things here and there, and most things you don't really get, as well. And so I did a lot of 99-seat theaters. And so you just you're doing all of that just to kind of stay in the game, stay in shape, as well.
Stay active.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so important. Right. And then Disney came along. And I had an agent as well too.
Okay.
So, she submitted me to all these auditions, and then Disney came along, and I was telling the kids, I had auditioned like 7 times in a span of 2 years. Before they said yes. And then, and as a matter of fact, my 7th audition, I told my agent, this is ridiculous. No, I'm not going to do it again. They turned me down like 6 times. I don't know what they want. And the whole thing was that, again, I had never ever in my life, had to deal with puppetry at all. I'm an actor. I went to school and I trained as an actor. Suddenly now I'm just like thrown out of my comfort zone. And so you're trying to fit into this, and it just seems like impossible. But it was like, that's my job as an actor. My job is to show up, and just throw it out there and see what happens, And so I went back for the 7th audition, and they said yes, and it changed my life.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for an amazing 15 years.
Wow.
I tell people, I tell people I have not worked for 15 years.
Oh.
Somebody,
Consistently, right?
Exactly. Somebody pays me to come and play.
Wow.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
they make people happy.
Yeah. So I always say, you just never, ever throw it away. As long as you love it, have the passion for it. Yeah, and the whole thing too is just like, it's a journey. And I had to learn that, and I didn't know that at first, but my journey was carved out for me, you know, and the whole time I'm thinking about achieving my dream, and really what it was is the dream was always waiting for me, you know, because when I got here, it didn't seem like, oh my God, I'm finally here. It was like, yeah, I've been here before, you know. It's just like, I was always meant to be here, you know. The tricky part is, could I survive that journey? You know, what if I set that 7th time? No, I'm not gonna do it again, you know. I wouldn't be here.
You wouldn't be here.
Exactly. You know, so it's really all about just following that journey and just sticking to it no matter what, and just knowing that it's for a purpose. You know, and because I got those no's, I was able to appreciate. You know,
Those no's are hard. They're brutal.
They're brutal.
They are brutal.
They're brutal. You know, no, absolutely, they really are.
Yeah.
4th and 5th
You
time,
know?
but you're like,
Yeah. Oh my
6.
God. Yeah. No. The 4th time actually, I was auditioning for what they call the Lion King School. This is a school where they teach the actor
Right.
how to work the puppets, right? So imagine being told no
At
to the school
to get to the school.
training, right?
You know, I was like, man, it's not bad. You know, I was just like, I must really suck at this. You know, after that one really, really hurt a lot. You know, I thought that was over. I thought that's it. You know, they're not gonna call me again. And then, sure enough, months went by. They came back a 5th time, and a 6th time, and a 7th time. So, you know, yeah, you know. But it just really, you know, I've come to learn that it's really. It was meant to be, you know. Everything on that road. I tell kids when I talk to kids, I'm like, you know what? There was a scar in my journey. There were hyenas in my journey, you know, just like there had to be a scar and hyenas for Simba's journey as well, too. You know, as well. You know, and the thing I always tell them is that, you know, there's also, you know, and they don't quite get it yet, but I always say to them that, you know, because they think Timon and Pumbaa, right, are these lovable, you know, creatures, you know, which they are. They really are, right?
Not in real life.
You know, but in real life, what they are in real life, they are those people in our lives that are lovable. They care about us, right? But they want us to stay where it's safe.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Hakuna Matata, no worries, forget about it. You know, they just pretty much
the creatures.
exactly, right?
Protein.
Exactly, right? They just kind of move on to the next easy thing, you know. And it's not a fact when Nala comes back and tells Simba, you know, that you're alive and you're the rightful king. You know, they're like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
No,
right.
you're not.
Yeah.
You know, and Simba's like bought into their way of life. You know, for so long. You know, so I tell them it's not really Scar is not the dangerous character in the play. Not the hyenas. It's Timon and Pumbaa.
You're
You
preaching,
know?
man.
No, I've been here too long, so that's what it is.
It's amazing because it's great that you say that, because it's like whenever I would come and I would see and I would watch, I always got something different.
Yes,
There's always a different type of message, and especially if you're in a different area or different, as you say, journey in your life,
Absolutely.
there's always a different type of message.
Totally. Even as an actor, when you're backstage and you're hearing the music or you're hearing a line, you've heard it so many times, but depending on what you're going through,
Right.
that line rings different. You know?
Or that
Oh, yeah, well,
song
thank you.
even
Yeah,
in particular.
absolutely. Yeah, no, totally, right? And so, and so that's why, you know, for me, I really just love this show, and I love what it stands for, you know, and I love the fact that, you know, the way it's presented, and the fact that the majority of us, you know, are African Americans that do this show.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Yes.
I'm really just so honored to be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know, and especially, you know, at curtain call, to see all of us lined up there. It's just,
It's amazing.
It's
Like I was
amazing.
back there and I'm seeing like the actors that are all coming out and they're sitting on the benches watching the monitor, waiting for their cues to, and all of a sudden you just hear this melodious sound from both stage left and stage right, and
right?
it just makes me so emotional a lot of times.
Absolutely.
It's
Exactly.
beautiful. It's beautiful every single time.
Totally, yeah. We're really blessed to be a part of it. You know, really blessed.
We've been waiting to see this play forever. So we're celebrating our 17th wedding anniversary.
Oh my
This is
God!
why-
Congratulations!
Yeah,
Right
this is
on,
our gift to come and see it.
fantastic!
So,
Right
yeah,
on.
to come and be able to see Backstage.
Oh, man.
We've done Civic Theater in our local town. We've got a
Okay,
family
okay,
involved.
okay.
So
Oh, wow.
coming back and seeing it, it's like, wow, this is what it really looks like behind the scenes.
Yeah,
So,
right.
yeah, awesome.
Right on, guys.
To meet
right
you, come
on.
back and
Oh.
just thank you for taking the
Oh
time.
my God, my pleasure, my pleasure. Please come back again.
Yeah.
You know,
Before we
and,
go, I need to get another updated picture with you.
yeah, absolutely.
Because